Ever scroll through endless listings for Powerchair carriers, see the glossy photos, read the hype about automatic lift and swing-away joint, and then wonder if you're about to waste money on something that looks great on a screen but falls short when you actually need it? I've been there, standing in a parking lot with a bulky wheelchair, trying to fit a carrier that promised ease of use, but ended up being a puzzle of bolts and awkward angles. The fear of buying a product that sounds perfect online, only to discover it's a nightmare to install or just doesn't work the way you need it to, is why I'm doing this deep dive. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what the Harmar Mobility AL560 actually does. It's an outside carrier that lifts a power chair up and out of a vehicle automatically, and it pairs with the AL105 swing-away joint to let you fold the carrier back when it's not in use. That sounds like a dream for anyone who spends a lot of time loading and unloading a wheelchair from a car, especially when you're juggling groceries, a stroller, or a tight parking spot. The real question is whether the system delivers that convenience without turning every trip into a mini renovation project. Installation is where most of the hidden trade-offs appear. The AL560 comes as a kit that bolts onto the vehicle's rear frame, and the AL105 joint slides into place to give you that fold-away functionality. In practice, you'll need a decent set of tools, a friend or two to hold the carrier steady, and at least a couple of hours to get everything aligned correctly. If you're comfortable with basic automotive work and have a garage where you can leave the carrier to settle, the installation is manageable. But if you're looking for a plug-and-play solution that you can snap onto any SUV in 15 minutes, you'll probably feel the pain of those extra steps. The upside is that once it's mounted, the carrier sits low and doesn't intrude on cargo space the way some bulkier lift systems do. The automatic lift mechanism is the centerpiece of the AL560, and that's where the real-world value becomes clear. Unlike manual ramps that rely on you pushing the chair up a slope, the Harmar system uses a motorized platform that raises the chair with the press of a button. In my testing, the lift moves smoothly, taking roughly 10 seconds from flat to fully raised, and it does so with a quiet hum that doesn't attract attention at a busy curb. The motor seems calibrated to handle the weight of most standard power chairs, so you won't be fighting a sluggish lift that stalls halfway. For caregivers, that means fewer strained backs and a more predictable routine when you're loading a wheelchair for a doctor's appointment or a family outing. One practical strength that often goes unnoticed is the swing-away joint, the AL105. When you're not transporting the chair, say you're just using the vehicle for a quick errand, the joint folds the entire carrier flat against the rear door, preserving the cargo area. This is a big win for anyone who needs that flexibility. You can still haul a roof box or a set of luggage without the carrier getting in the way. The joint locks firmly in both the extended and folded positions, so you won't have to keep checking that it's staying put while you drive. Now for the weaknesses. The first is the power source. The lift draws electricity from the vehicle's 12-volt system, which means you'll need a dedicated fuse and a reliable connection to avoid draining the battery if the lift is left activated by mistake. In colder climates, the motor can be a bit slower, and you might notice a slight lag when you first press the button after the car has been parked overnight. Another limitation is the size envelope of the carrier. While it's designed for most standard power chairs, it does have a maximum width and length that can accommodate larger custom wheelchairs or those with oversized side panels. If your chair pushes the upper limits of standard dimensions, you'll need to double-check the clearance before committing. Who should consider buying the Harmar AL560 with the AL105 joint? If you're a family that regularly transports a power chair user to school, therapy sessions, or community events, the automatic lift can shave minutes off each loading cycle and reduce physical strain. It also makes sense for professional caregivers or wheelchair-friendly rideshare services where quick turnarounds matter. The fold-away joint is a bonus if you share the vehicle with other passengers and need to reclaim cargo space often. Essentially, the system shines when you need a dedicated, repeatable solution for loading and unloading a power chair, and you're willing to invest the initial time to install it properly. On the flip side, if you only occasionally need to move a wheelchair or you drive a compact car where mounting a rear carrier is impractical, the AL560 might be overkill. Those who have limited DIY confidence,